Hey there, it's Angie from Cookie Angel Bakery, and this is part two of the Square website tutorial. Um, First, I'm going to go and we are going to just undo everything that I did. So my website is normal. So it's kind of a quick tutorial on deleting things. We added an extra thing here, the you'll shoot your eye out. We're going to take that out. We're just going to hit the little delete button and it's going to go away. We are going to take off this shop all because that is a way to do it. That's not how I do it. So here we're going to come down to the shop all and we're going to hit delete page. And I think those are the only edits we made. Okay, so now we're going to look into some of the settings. So first one is site design down here. You get to pick two colors that the whole site is kind of based off of. This is my background color. This is the accent color that I use for things. You would choose which font you want to use. And it changes everything on the site. Like, I guess there's 3 different options for each one. So those would be the fonts that you would use. I use custom. Mogan is what I use, and darn it, I think it was Libre Franklin. Yeah. Okay, so those are the ones that I use. And then the button style. I need to fix this now. I hope I didn't just change too much on my website. I had this at smaller. Okay, so next is the button style. Let's come on a page with an actual button so you can see it working. My ingredients has a button there. So we're going to come to site design. This will change every single button on your website. So anywhere there's a button, you can choose square, you can choose kind of rounded corners, or you can choose basically like an oval. I like the oval. That's what I picked. So that's what site design does for you. Again, square can be limited, but it does what I need it to do for me. And it's at the right price. Next, we're going to exit out of here and we're going to come look at some of the other settings. I'm still in the online section of Square. I'm not. So here's the home where you can send your invoices, you have your customers and all that. We are in the online section of Square doing this stuff. So we're going to click down at a website. We're going to look at some of these options. Edit site is where we've been working in the pretty much the whole last video. We're going to look at general settings. Okay, site address. This is where you would be able to, if you had the free version of Square, this is where you would change the name of, like, it could be the cookieangel.square.site. It could be cookieangelbakery.square.site. I think as long as someone else hasn't picked it, I think you can pick that. But I have it linking directly to the domain that I purchased, and I had it transferred over into Square to make everything easier. You have your site title. You can change that if you want to. The favicon, I actually just found this and it's pretty cool. This is what shows up kind of in the corner up here on your actual web page. So if that was not there, let's revert to the default. If that was not there, it would be this square button on in the corner there. I wanted, now I need to find where I saved it again. I think I saved it in my logo category. I made my logo just an icon, and I found a website online where I could make it really small, like a small icon. So now that's what shows up in the corner, which I think is pretty cool. Um, I don't use password protection or site language. I don't use any of this other stuff. So next is SEO in social media. This is where you can change how it looks on the website and how it looks on social media. So this was very generic. You click this update SEO button, you come down and change uh, what you want it to say and what you want to look like in the search engines. Social media. I thought this was pretty cool because when you link people to like your page in Facebook, usually it's just a very generic little gray box that links. Here you have control on how it looks when you link in social media. So I added a picture that I made and I updated kind of the wording here. And that's all done here. So I added the image, the title, the page description, and that's just adds a little bit more of a personal touch to your brand. Next, I don't use integrations. I do use integrations. Um, I belong to the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group on Facebook, and it is absolutely amazing. I didn't even know there was such a thing as a Facebook pixel, but I learned about that in that group in um, one of their videos that they made. And here it's really easy to add your Facebook pixel right here. Form entries. This is where when people add, so okay, let's come back into my web page. So at the bottom of each page, I have sign up for updates. They add their email address, they click sign up. This is where that information goes. I'm not going to click on these to save so I don't like give away the identity of my customers. But if I were to click on this subscription, it would give me the email address. And if you choose to use Square Marketing, it would upload it right into the marketing. But I move those email addresses over into my contacts in Gmail and contact people that way. Instagram, buy from Instagram. I don't use that. I don't know how that works. Facebook, this is actually how I added my Facebook pixel, was from this little link here, and it walked me through everything. There was a button that I pushed and I just connected it right to my business Facebook account. I believe it does need to be an actual business Facebook account for it to work. And it added the pixel all by itself. Messenger. This is actually pretty cool, and it's something that I just added to my site. If you look here, it says message us. If you click on it, it takes you right into Messenger, and they would be able to message me directly. It would show up in Messenger from my website. So it's a way to let people directly communicate with you if they had a question on your product or something going on. I see that being super helpful, especially if someone like had a question right as pre-sales are going. Next, I don't use pop-ups. I don't even know what they are. Let order in person versus, I don't sell stuff in person, so we're not going to use that. Okay, so that was the website settings here. Next, you saw the items. We had the site, and this was in section 1. It was the site items, the categories. We can't do reviews because I don't pay for that. Here are the orders. This is where you would come in when people add to cart and check out and have paid you. This is where the orders show up. I'm not going to click on these again because it has addresses and information of my customers, but you would be able to click on this and you would be able to see what everybody ordered. One thing that is a little bit irritating is you can't come in and bulk print out of here. You need to click into each one and print it out. I like to have the actual printouts to add into the bags and double check that everything is correct. But if I just, that's one thing that I did. I used to invoice everybody individually, so I figure it's way less work just to click into that, print out the order form, and call it good. There is actually a way you can export all the orders using this button, and I use that also. I export them and put them in Excel so I can do the auto ads and like see how many of each cookie people ordered and stuff like that. But I do still print these for the actual packaging and handing back to the customer. Marketing, I don't use Square Marketing. Uh, Insights, it gives you a lot of insights on kind of what sells and stuff like that. I don't use their email. I don't use their apps. So next would be this settings button down here. So the very bottom settings. Um, I'm not going to click on general because that has my home address. Item settings. This has um, I don't think I changed much here. I didn't change anything in there. But checkout, this is actually a pretty important tab. So here's where you could turn your site on and off. As of right now, for the sake of this tutorial, I turned my Valentine's Day orders back on so you guys could see how they worked. So like we could select, we can add to cart. It's in my cart. I could check out, I could pay. Um, but we're going to turn that off now. So in this bottom settings, checkout is where we're going to click off this accept online orders. And we're going to reload this page. Sometimes it takes just a minute or two for it to be effective. There we go. So now instead of those options, it says our store is not currently accepting orders. If I were to click this back on, then you would be accepting orders. It's a good place to, when you say you're ready for pre-sales, you turn that on. When you're full, you turn it back off again. I accept all of these through Square. I accept Apple Pay, I accept Google Pay. You do need to upgrade to the next plan to have PayPal. But I haven't had anybody that says I need to pay with PayPal or I'm not going to buy anything. They have an option to do gift cards here. I do use the coupons. I actually gave, when I was setting this up pre Valentine's Day, I asked for some volunteers and I gave them a coupon to order early. And I was able to set like how many coupons. In fact, let's come in here. We're going to add it. So you would add what the coupon code is, what people would type into your site, how many, either you can have unlimited, so as many people can use this coupon as you want, or like I'm offering a $30 coupon right now. As kind of a draw of people, my current customers leave a Facebook review. I'm going to pick one person from everybody that left a review and I'm going to give them a $30 coupon. So I would do a coupon code. I would set this number available to 1 and I would give that one person the coupon code and then it's over. You can add a start date, an end date. You can add a % discount or a dollar discount. So like for this one, I would do a $30 discount. What is discounted? All orders of a certain amount, a specific category. Say if you just wanted them to be able to take the discount off of your Easter pre-sales, or specific items. Oh, we're just going to cancel all that because I don't need to make that coupon. But that's where you would make the coupon. Abandoned carts is not available at my price level. Shipping I don't use. Pickup and delivery I don't use. Okay, this next section is where you would set up your taxes if you had to charge taxes in your state or your county. I don't on my food items. So this last section, I toggle everything on. This item descriptions, I sync it between the actual items on the real Square site and the items in my online site. If you wanted more, let's click over into my actual website. If you wanted more control over the editing of this description right here, you would turn it off. I like the idea of just having everything exactly the same in all places. So I just type in this really long description in the description of my item, and have it sync everywhere. Mark newly imported items as unavailable online, and then sync your product images. So your image in this, I guess it'd be easier if I showed you. So these item descriptions, you have your items. We're in the online store. You have your items for the site here. And then you also, if we click out and go home to the regular Square platform, you have items here, and they'll be exactly the same. Because I synced it, this test cookie 1, everything that we did in part 1 of the tutorial is all here, and it's all exactly the same. I just know me, and I know that if I don't sync everything, I'm going to lose track of what is where. So in this settings, there it is. I couldn't see it for a second. The syncing, that's what the item description and the product images would sync between the online items and the items in the actual like regular Square site. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's basically it. If you found this at all helpful, I'm going to put a link in the description of this video. I'll put a link to my Instagram. I have a lot of other tutorials kind of in my Instagram highlights on Procreate, on how I use Snapseed to edit photos. And you could go check those out. And I'll also put a link on I don't know what it's called, but it's like a Square affiliate code. If you don't have Square, you could use that, and I could get free processing for a year, and you could get free processing for a year. So if you found this helpful and you don't have Square, I'd appreciate you using that, and it would help both of us. So thank you, and I hope this was helpful. If you did not watch part 1, you're probably going to want to watch part 1 of this video, and let me know if you have questions.